Thank you very much, Mrs. Adaeze Chianumba-Okezie, for joining us in this inaugural edition of the High Table. We will begin by wishing everyone in the country and in diaspora a happy 65th Independence Anniversary. So, how are you celebrating the independence?
Okay, I'm just chilling. Actually, I have an event for that day where we are going to be celebrating innovators, founders in Nigeria who are building things regardless of where we are.
The situation, regardless of where
Yeah,
we
regardless of where we are. We are not where we want to be, but we are grateful for the growth, no matter how small it is. We are just super, super grateful that we are all here, we are alive, and we are building.
Sure. So you talked about an event, and
Yeah.
it implies that you happen to be a woman who does not shy away from events and celebration. So tell me, how many times have you been on the high table?
Yeah, Bradley, I've been opportune to sit at the high table, according to you, but where the discussions happen, where we get to use our voices to share about issues that we're passionate about, give advice, share our knowledge, and impact people's life. Yeah, this year I've been at quite a number of them. I happen to be the city lead for Startup South, which is a platform for startups, and it gives me the opportunity to interact with a lot of founders who are building things and the innovators in the southeast and the south. And this event that is happening is actually starts tomorrow and ends on the 3rd of October. It's all about bringing startups, founders, innovators, investors in the south and in the southeast to come and discuss the way forward. The people who are already building share their ideas for the people that are coming up. All right. There's going to be a lot of networking. All right. Find a way to harness the talent, the synergy, the opportunities at that event so that we can keep growing and keep collaborating.
So tell me, what does it look like being on the high table? You know, when you're sitting down, I really did not understand what it is like being on the high table until the day I decided to, you know, give a testimony in my church, and then I said that I stood on the altar, and now I was now seeing the crowd. It was a whole different perspective.
Okay, it puts you in the spotlight, but I think what there is nervousness because you're going to stand in front of the crowd,
Yeah.
right? You could make mistakes. Something that you said could be misconstrued. So I think one of the things that gives you advantage is being prepared. All right, you prepare yourself to get on that stage and share your knowledge, and you stay authentic to who you are. You don't have to try to be what you're not. All right, you're authentic to who you are, where you are, your journey, and your experiences. At the end of the day, we are all human beings, and we all want the same thing to grow, to be better. So I think that's what makes it easier. And over time, the nervousness doesn't really go, or the fear doesn't really go, but it's kind of, it becomes a fuel for you to show up better and do better on the stage.
As a woman, have you ever been afraid of a wardrobe malfunction on the high table?
Yes, of course, but you prevent it. I've been growing up, I've had some wardrobe malfunctions, but not on the high table. So I know that feeling. So I don't want to experience it. So it's better for me to wear what is extremely comfortable. What I mean, extremely comfortable. And I am sure that come rain, come sunshine, there's not going to be anything that will, make me shake any embarrassment on that stage. So I go with comfortable. It's better for me to wear a flat shoe than wear a heel and something will happen. or like go with that clothes that I know that I'm very, very comfortable in. I am afraid of adult malfunction. Very much afraid of it. So I try as much as possible to avoid it. Yeah. I haven't had any that put me on the spot. It has not happened by God's grace. And I pray it will not happen.
All right. When you're in the high table, people have a kind of a wrong, well, I wouldn't say it's a wrong perspective, but people start seeing you, putting you on that pedestal as a big man or a big woman. Have you ever been afraid that people are going to think that you're a big woman, this woman, when you are not actually there, that kind of thing?
Okay, I don't know whether it happens to others. Even when I I haven't done anything, I haven't achieved anything, people will always place me on that pedestal. Like they'll be like, you not big woman now, Nigerians and all that. But it's something that is bound to happen as long as you're living in Nigeria. Once you get on that stage, everybody will think you are Dangote's sister. At least, or you're somebody that you have money. Well, they're seeing into the future, just in case you're not yet there. All right, and it's it happens, but again, like I said, you just have to be real with where you are. All right. When you're sharing your journey, you're sharing your story. All right. You stay authentic to who you are. You don't try to over inflate things. When it gets worse is when you try to say you are this. Let's say I know that yes, I make money on the internet. Then I'll now come and tell you, hey, I made 5 million in 24 hours. Or this is what I can do and all that. Now people start putting you at the pedestal, and you will try to maintain that perception that you're giving them. But when you are honest with yourself, you're true to yourself. Just as I teach people, I can teach you how to make money on the internet and look at the exact things that I can help you to achieve. So if you decide to think that, oh, I have 100 million or 200 million in my account. That is your personal cup of business. It's not mine. The only thing I know I owe myself and to anybody that is listening to me is just to show up authentically, be truthful to myself, be truthful in the things that I say. Don't water down who I am because of expectations or what people want you to be because you're somebody that sits on the high table. No, I don't do that.
As we already know, you know, so the high table sort of represent a position of leadership, so we've discussed about that. So could you share with us your leadership journey, as far back as your days as a teacher or even beyond, if you can remember?
Yeah. I, for me, I see leadership as an opportunity to serve, an opportunity to contribute, an opportunity to make the things better. Things could be better than they are if we all take responsibility to do our own part. So way back from when I was a teenager, when I was in the university, I've always found opportunities to volunteer, to help out, and to be the person that brings people together and tries to do things the right way. Try to see how, instead of complaining about the things that are not going well, what can I do? What can we do in our own little corner from wherever we are? So I think my journey, I started as a volunteer. Even now, I still volunteer, all right? Because that volunteering gives you opportunity to make impact. I've served as a volunteer. Um, Even when I'm not volunteering or when I'm working in an organization, I always try as much as possible to bring excellence to everything that I do everything very well. I don't need to be pushed. As long as, okay, this is the responsibility that has been given to me, I want to make sure that I bring results to the table. I don't like excuses. So from there, I've worked with NGOs. Even when I was a teacher, I found a way to, you know, even though, yeah, they said the teacher's reward is in heaven and it reflects in their salary and all that. But for me, I found a way, it's something that I am passionate about. So I found a way to bring my best to the table, and which also sets me apart. I go beyond, okay, your own is just to teach them geography because that was what I was teaching. But beyond that, how do I make my students to become the best, not just in my subject, but in whatever they do, in wherever they find themselves in their life. So I also was able to create extracurricular programs that could help them develop themselves. I went on to work with an NGO, finding ways to, help women build better livelihoods, to now that I am now building my own team, Digital Mom Academy. It's, for me, it's still about serving. All right, how can I help people become better? How can I help women become a better version of themselves? All right, live their life to the fullest and become who God truly created them to be. And I believe that we've been all been called to become leaders, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, and leadership is about service, okay, helping others and impacting lives. At the end of the day, whatever we do should be able to bless people's lives and also bless our lives. So that has been
Yeah, you, what you just said reminded me of the Nelson Mandela leadership series that we did about 8 years ago.
yeah.
You still sound like that. Eh? Nothing has changed.
Leadership to me is simply the ability to identify a problem, then find ways to solve that problem by collaborating with people. A leader is somebody who has a compelling vision, competent, a man of the people, a man of strong character. When I think of a great leader, one man comes to my mind. His name is Nelson Mandela, the great South African president. He was a visionary leader and a transformative leader. Nelson Mandela had a compelling vision. Anybody that met him knew what he stood for. Nelson Mandela was a man of peace. Nelson Mandela loved his people, which is a strong characteristics of any leader. He was determined, he was focused, he had a goal. So he endured the many years of hardship in prison. The answer is yes, it's possible. Maybe not now, but in the nearest future, surely we can have a man, a selfless leader like Nelson Mandela in Nigeria and in Africa again. I represent Nelson Mandela.
You mentioned about your current program, Digital Mom Academy. Can you tell us more about it?
Okay, so Digital Mom Academy is a platform where we equip women and moms with digital skills, AI skills that can help them build influence and income on the internet I started Digital Mom Academy as a result of my journey when I gave birth to my baby and I had to stay off work for more than a year, but I needed to create income. That was made possible because I had digital skills. I could use the same skills that I had to work online, to create digital products and sell and make money, to work for clients both in Nigeria and outside in Nigeria. And I was able to earn an income even more than I was earning when I was working on a regular 9 to 5. Now, and I also saw a lot of women who are talented, who are smart, who are graduates, but because of motherhood, they gave up on their dreams. They weren't able to, create income for themselves. So because I've been through that and digital skills saved my life, I decided to teach other women how they can leverage digital skills for financial freedom. That was how Digital One Academy was bettered.
So, how do you go about it? What are the actual skills that you, that you're training moms on?
Okay, we are training them on social media management skills. A lot of businesses require people to manage their social media platforms. So we are training them on how to become social media managers. We don't just train them, we give them opportunities to build their experience as interns in our academy. And in the future, one of the things that we're working on is to be able to place them in different jobs where they get paid directly. But for now, what we are basically doing is train them, give them the opportunity to, you know, build an experience. And we do that through our program. We have our entry products course, which is a 5 day micro course that helps them get to understand what remote work is all about, the skills that are required, and which paths that they are going to take. Then we now upsell them to our main program, which is an 8 weeks program that helps them to get certified as a virtual assistant or as a social media manager, right? Then we have other community-based events. These programs that I mentioned are paid programs, but we also have our free programs that we do bi-weekly, where we come to learn about remote work, digital skills, branding, and the knowledge that helps them to get started on the internet.
From the launch of the Digital Mom Academy, um, can you tell us about the success stories?
Yeah, yeah, we have success. We started this year, though, and we started with free programs. Okay, we graduated. We had 150 women pass through our academy. Most of them have gone to use the knowledge that they acquired to improve their businesses or start their own businesses or find organizations that they work for. One of uh, our recent students, she started and within that day, she was able to launch her digital business and generate over six figures within 30 days. So we don't just teach skills, we help them build the confidence to know that they can do this, and they don't have to be techy. Like they don't have to be bro. What do they call them again? All these people that code, they don't have to be a coder. All right, the skills that they acquire, they can use it to build tech-powered businesses or tech-powered careers.
Okay. So, how do one get started in this? Digital Mom Academy programs?
So you can go to our website, www.digitalhomeacademy.com. You will see our program, and you can also join our free communities. We have our 5 days challenge. The next batch is starting October 2nd, and you can always sign up.
Okay, all right, viewers. So you've heard about the Digital Mom Academy. If you are a fresh graduate, well, just graduate from university or secondary school, or you are a stay-at-home mom, so this is an opportunity for you to empower yourself. And would also want you to stay to the end of this interview, and you will see how Drive Foundation is going to, sponsor some students to join the Digital Mom Academy program, because we are also about empowerment. We want to empower people to be self-reliant. So Drive Foundation will get some students your way by the end of the day. All right, back to Nigeria. We're still in Nigeria, right? So, you know, so yeah. So Nigeria is at 65 today. Can you provide a scorecard of the nation in terms of its leadership? What has been great and what needs improvement? So I want you to be very objective. So what has been great? Let's start with what has been great. What has been great about Nigeria?
If we have internet, that's one of the great points.
We have internet.
Yeah. We have the internet, and internet has given us many opportunities. Oh my God, what do I have to say about Nigeria?
What else has been great about the leadership? Just, think about it.
I can't say anything about this leadership.
Not this leadership. No, the leadership of the country, stepping in the 65 years history of our independence. Just, what you can remember, what you've read about. Just, give us something.
But I think one of the great things is that we have democracy, our own form of democracy. So the question is not whether it is the real democracy or not, but I think there is still that freedom of choice. You go and vote and choose your leaders. So we've not had any since 1999. So I think that is a great thing. And is it the leadership, but the resilience of the people? Regardless, we are able to pull through and survive what other continents or other countries will not be able to survive. And there are some states that are doing extremely well. Our very own states, like Adaeze. This is the first time that we are seeing a true leader step into the seat and is able to influence every sector from business to education, create policies that is favorable for people to thrive. And as a country, we are getting there. We are getting there.
Okay. So what are
We're
the
getting there.
things that needs improvement? What are the things that needs improvement?
Primarily, our education system. The world has moved on so much,
No.
but we are still going to school. That people are still getting an admission and to just go to school, finish the 4 years, come out to look for jobs. We are in a skill-based economy. Artificial intelligence is here. It's still the very okay for the universities, the curriculum that has been used for years that is still being used. And okay, when it comes to the education system, at least our secondary education, there has been improvement. Okay, yes, this is one thing that at least the government is doing well. The curriculum is being revamped, and there is a push towards skill in our secondary schools. But I still feel a lot of things needs to be done in terms of infrastructure, in terms of getting quality teachers, training quality teachers. Our education colleges needs to be clean. It shouldn't be a place where people are dumped, people that didn't pass jam to their um, chosen courses, they dump them. Okay, now go to education because they weren't able to get their desired course. So like everybody, people that don't even know any teaching is not their calling, they don't even want anything to do anything are done. And at the end of the day, these are the people that we expect to come and raise our kids. That's unfair. So I believe that in terms of professional development for teachers, a lot needs to be done in terms of infrastructure, in terms of upgrading the curriculum to suit the world that we are in now, which is a skill-based economy and AI economy. Some of these skills that we have to go and acquire ourselves should be the basic. The basic. By the time you're finishing secondary school, you should be well digitally literate and AI literate. That should be the basics.
What other things do you need? Do you think needs improvement?
Businesses, government should provide a policy friendly system, okay, that business, if you want to do business, it should be easy for you to try. It's so unfair that we pay tax, but we still do everything for ourselves, from road to electricity to basic water. We
Okay.
pay a lot of tax that these days we shouldn't be begging for it. And the, if somebody wants to run a business, like the things that he or she needs should be made available so that individuals can be successful. Yes, there is a recent overhaul of our tax system, which comes into play in January. There are a lot of advantages, but you don't just make policies. What are the efforts the government is making to make sure that the people understand that this is for them? How are they breaking it down? Because there's kind of like a panic. All these individual experts, everybody's out there, oh, yeah, the law has said this, the law has said this, and this, and this, and that. A lot of people are panicking. A lot of people are panicking, but they don't even know what exactly some of these things mean. So I believe the government, you don't just make policies, sit there and make policies. When you make policies, take it to the grassroots, break it down in such a way that we understand it, and it should favor the people. We are not against paying tax, but then when it becomes too much, all right, you pay this, you pay that, fine. Show us the money we are paying, what it is doing for us.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is very important because the new tax reform, it's a law. It's taking effect in January of next year, and there's been mixed reaction to it. Some people are very optimistic. Some people are also saying that this stuff is just a way for government to, you know, usurp more power from the people and sort of impoverish the people. You know, I don't know until next year before we actually know the real um,
Yeah.
impact of the law. We're getting to the last question in the interview. So um, this is a very important question. So think about it very well. If you became the president of Nigeria today, what is that one thing that you will implement to radically transform the lives of the citizens?
Quality education, right
What
from early childhood to university. The world best standards. We deserve it. Now, and also make it accessible and affordable. It has to be that if I want to go to school and I'm going to AK primary school, somebody that is schooling in Wuse primary school, the quality of education that I get should be equivalent to that. Or my contemporaries in other countries. I should be able to compete. If I'm schooling in Nigeria, in Nigerian university, when I graduate, I should be able to compete with somebody who studied the same course with me that is schooling in Oxford. There shouldn't be any difference between that. Education might not be free, but we have the resources as a country to make it affordable for every Nigerian who is ready to get quality education that can easily access that.
What's your last word to the youths, to the people out there, to the viewers?
Okay, to the youth that are listening to me, whatever you want also wants you. The success, everything, the big dreams that you want also wants you, but you have to become the person that can attract them. And that starts from you becoming a leader of yourself, because you have to lead yourself to become who you are actually capable of becoming. And we are not going to wait for anybody to come and rescue us as a people, as a country. We have to be the ones that rescue ourselves. And it just starts by each and every one of them doing our own part in our different countries, wherever we find ourselves, give it your best. Whichever career you find yourself in, show up strongly, do your best, and leave the rest. It will handle itself.
Okay.
That's how we all contribute to the Nigeria that we want to see.
Same.
Okay, to all the women, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a career mom or you're just a girl or a woman, motherhood is not an excuse. You can achieve your dreams. Those big dreams that you have, you can achieve them if you are willing to bet on yourself and work on it. Nobody's going to hand you everything. Whatever you want, you have to demand it. And for you to demand it, you have to fight for it. You have to show up for it for you to be able to get it. You can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens you.
Amen. And this is where we bring the program to a close. Thank you very much, Mrs. Adaeze Chianumba-Okezie, for joining us in this inaugural edition. And you always show up. Anytime Drive Foundation has ever needed someone, you always show up. I really appreciate you very much for showing up, and we will see in the next event that we are holding. We'll definitely get in touch with you, and Drive Foundation has pledged to support some of your fans that might be watching this program, just tell them to watch the program live while it premieres, and they are going to win something. They are going to win a place in your Digital Mom Academy program. So just invite them to come and watch.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So until we see next time, so have a beautiful day and enjoy our 65th anniversary celebration. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Bye.
My pleasure. Anytime for Drive Foundation.